I mean, I think these things are actually, it's easy to understand if you look at basic incentives. The basic incentive here is the more illegals that the Democrats can bring in, the more likely they are to win. So that's what they're going to do. That's what they have been doing. And it worked in California. California supermajority Dem. And look at all the companies that are leaving California.
Yeah.
I mean, In-N-Out just announced they're leaving.
Yep.
Their headquarters leaving California.
They're moving to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and California made healthcare free for illegals.
Yeah.
As of last year. So, and that obviously that's a gigantic magnet for more illegals. And this is not a thing you can solve simply with money, because what happens is you simply have more patients than a doctor can possibly see, and you can't just make doctors out of nothing. So sometimes people are like, oh, it's just a money thing. No, it takes a long time for somebody to become a doctor. 30 years. And so what actually happens in California is that there are too many patients for the doctors to see. So then the average citizen in California suffers as a result. Now, the elite in California are fine because they have private doctors. They can just pay for the best doctors. So the elite in California are doing fine, but your average citizen in California is not doing fine. And the tax burden for healthcare for illegals was supposed to be $3 billion. I think they now estimate it's $9 billion. But that number will scale to infinity. Basically, it's like, why not?
Right.
Why not? If you need any operation at all, come to California and have it be free.
Right.
From anywhere on earth.
And the people that want to look at it in the most charitable way, they say, oh, well, these people are hardworking, good people, and they're the backbone of our city, and they should have access to all the things that we have access to. And I just don't think they understand that it's a political pawn. I don't think they understand.
It's a political game.
This is not done for compassion and kindness.
No.
This is just done to ensure that it stays blue.
Correct.
Yeah, and it's essentially a bribery with your tax dollars.
Yes, this is why the Dems will not even deport criminals.
Yeah.
Because every criminal deported is a lost vote. So even if somebody is an illegal with a criminal record and commits crime in America, they are still were not being deported.
And then on top of that, California made it actually illegal to ask for ID when people vote.
Yes. California and New York, you are not allowed to show your ID when you vote. I just want to be clear so everyone understands this. In California and New York, you are not allowed to show your ID even if you want to.
Right. Why would that ever be a good idea?
I mean,
if you're
trying to facilitate fraud in elections, it's a great idea.
That's the only reason.
Yes.
There's no other reason logically why that would be a good idea.
It's for fraud. It's like wake up, sheeple, wake up, hello. Like, let's say you wanted to commit fraud. What are the things you would do?
Yeah,
you would say you don't need ID, and you can mail in your ballot,
and we'll give you free health care.
Yes.
Stay here.
Yes.
Stay here. I know it's on fire, but stay here.
I mean, in this case, it being on fire is not just a metaphor in California. Okay. It's just like, goddamn, entire neighborhoods burning down.
It's just once they allowed people to vote that are not legal in California, if you're going to do that, it's over.
Exactly. There's no coming back from that.
The numbers are just people are so indoctrinated too. There's so many people that no matter what, they think voting Republican means you're an asshole.
Yes.
And they won't do it.
Yes.
They won't do it. They'll put their fucking rainbow flag on their porch and they'll just ride it right into the beach.
Civilizational suicide.
Yeah. Right to the rocks. Bang.
Yeah.
Crash the boat.
I mean, there's a guy who posts on X who's great, Godsad.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine. He's been on the podcast a bunch of times.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
And he talks about, basically suicidal empathy. Mm-hmm. Like, if there's so much empathy that you actually suicide yourself.
Yeah.
So that we've got civilizational suicidal empathy going on. And it's like I believe in empathy. Like I think you should care about other people, but you need to have empathy for civilization as a whole, and not commit to a civilizational suicide.
Also, don't let someone use your empathy against you so they can completely control your state and then do an insanely bad job of managing it and never get removed.
The fundamental weakness of Western civilization is empathy. The empathy exploit. They're exploiting a bug in Western civilization, which is the empathy response. So, and I think empathy is good, but you need to think it through and not just be programmed like a robot.
Right. Understand when empathy has been actually used as a tool.
Yes, like it's weaponized empathy is the issue.
Yeah.
Weaponized empathy, and
and it's also the rigid adherence to that liberal ideology. Like you can't switch sides over there. Like California, if you're a part of that whole tech, Hollywood, entertainment, any of those circles, you're on the left.
Yeah.
Like almost wholly. Almost completely.
It's borderline illegal to be a Republican in California. I mean, like in San Francisco or LA, it's borderline illegal to be a Republican.
You're certainly shunned.
No, in like San Francisco, you could shoot heroin while taking a dump on the mayor's car in front of City Hall. Okay, and nothing would happen to you. But if you walk down the street with a MAGA hat, you're gonna get attacked.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. It's also so Orwellian that a hat that says "Make America Great Again" would cause people to have a violent reaction. Like, aren't you American? Wouldn't just as a whole, like the saying, wouldn't that be a good thing for everyone? Make America great again. Yes. But because it's attached to Donald Trump and that red hat, you'll get maced for wearing that red hat. They will make America worse by beating you. So it's like it's an evil thing they're doing, a violent assault in America because you want to make America great again. Yeah. I mean, it's like a scene in a book. It doesn't seem like it could be that ridiculous. Like, remember when All Lives Matter would get you fired?
Which is insane.
Insane. People got fired because they said all lives matter.
Which is a very reasonable thing to say.
How reasonable is that?
Yes.
That's essentially saying everybody matters. But that's
literally all you're saying.
That's not what you were supposed to say. You had to say Black Lives Matter, which of course they do if you say all lives matter. Everybody matters.
Yes.